The leaders of the South Korea, the United States, and Japan are expected to embark on a flurry of diplomacy to shore up their alliances. Now, discussions are reportedly being held to coordinate a trilateral summit next week on the sidelines of the UN General Assembly. And talks will center around the growing nuclear threats from North Korea and ways to get China fully on board with that effort to cool tensions. Moon Connyoung has this story.
A trilateral summit between the leaders of South Korea, U.S., and Japan in New York. It's a possibility carefully being reviewed by the three countries, according to a senior official at the Blue House. The South Korean official confirmed reports by Japan's Yomiuri Shimbun on Wednesday that Seoul, Washington, and Tokyo are in final stages of talks to hold a three-way summit on the sidelines of the UN General Assembly in New York next week. Citing unnamed Japanese government sources, the Daily reported that the meeting between Presidents Moon, Trump, and Prime Minister Abe could take place next Thursday, with a focus on bolstering cooperation in response to North Korea's latest nuclear test. The Blue House also confirmed that Seoul and Washington are indeed in talks regarding U.S. President Donald Trump's visit to South Korea during his tour of Asia in November. Earlier in the day, various media outlets in the U.S. reported that President Trump will likely stop by China on his first official trip to this part of the world, which will also take him to the Asia-Pacific Economic Cooperation and Association of Southeast Asian Nations summits in Vietnam and the Philippines in November. Should the trilateral summit take place in New York next week, it'll be the second of its kind following the first in July on the sidelines of the G20 summit in Hamburg. And Mr. Trump's stop in Seoul will take the form of a return visit to Mr. Moon's trip to Washington in June. Discussions of summit talks between these leaders come amid tensions over North Korea's nuclear tests and just days after the UN Security Council unanimously adopted a new set of sanctions on North Korea, the harshest to date, but what analysts say could have been a lot tougher. Moon Connyoung, Arirang News.